Shalom, shalom, Shabbat, shalom, Israel. Y'all already know what it is. It's Friday night. It's late as hell, so that means it's time for sound doctrine. All praise to the Most High. We made it to another Shabbat. All praise to the Most High that we were allowed and gifted the opportunity to come back and edify the people, right? So y'all see what it is tonight. I was going through, and I still am, going through the through Torah, right? And next week, we're going to be talking about marriage. But this week, I decided to throw something in there. It's fairly new. There's a brother by the name of GRLA Hebrew. The majority of Israel know who this brother is. And him and another brother from that's fairly new to the truth named Spoety Face, they had a dialogue, right? And so I sat there and I watched it. And I was like, this would be a good topic to speak on and to teach on. And before anybody decides to go back and be like, oh, y'all's just a brother that I done known GRLA Hebrew for the 10 years that I've been in this truth. And I already had a conversation with him. In the event that somebody goes, oh, you ain't said nothing. Look, I shot that brother a text and I already told him. He said, oh, okay, cool. All praise to the Most High. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So just for anybody trying to sow some discord, that Jay got my direct line and vice versa. So just off the back, I wanted to put that out there, right? Now, first things first, a little bit of my take, and then we're going to get into the actual video. A little bit on my take of it. I feel like there was some good that came out of that video, and I also feel like there are some things that I don't necessarily agree with, and also some things that I feel like could be misconstrued because the way Israel is. I'm going to be a little candid tonight. Niggas is going to be niggas, right? And so when you say certain things and you say it in a certain way, and you have certain people that follow you, and you have certain people that may not be a part of your organization but watch you for edification, but they kind of stay on the outskirts because they want to do their own thing, they're going to use your words and what they believe your understanding is to justify certain things that they do. So I saw the video and I saw a couple of potential areas where that can be an issue. And I said, you know what? This would be a good conversation to have and a good learning tool to really sit down and analyze this and go throughout the scriptures, have that conversation inside the scriptures to clear up or even show, where there's certain things where we just flat out disagree on, right? So again, the brother GRLA Hebrew had a conversation with the brother Spoety Face, and also the brother Walter. Now I'm familiar with two of the brothers. I've known Walter for about, I think 2 or 3 years now. We have a good relationship one with another. And I've known GRLA Hebrew since I came into the truth in 2014. And so we have a good, relationship. So let's go ahead and take us over to the video. And throughout the video, we're going to be pausing it. We're going to get into some scriptures. We're going to have some conversation to really gain some wisdom, right? There's a lot of knowledge going on in Israel, but a true lack of wisdom. So go ahead, hit play, and let's look at it.
Praise the Most High. Yes, sir. Praise the Most High. Yes, sir. Praise the Most High. Let's get off and cut a little bit.
I got a little time to spare a couple of minutes.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Have a little conversation, man. Definitely appreciate you, having us. Welcome. That's what I like to see right here.
For sure, yes, sir. That's how I'm supposed to go, man.
Respect the move. Appreciate what y'all doing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sit right now. All we trying to do is, like I said, man, since I've been out, I've been in the truth like 4 years now.
Okay, yeah.
But like the experience I've been having, I ain't really been like as far as the brothers congregate. I'm all on somebody really Israel. I'm not campaigning.
Yeah.
So I don't belong to no campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing my own thing right now, but I congregate with my brothers. It don't matter where we is. But a lot of times it's like, you don't have the same doctrine. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas be on some.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell you what's cold, what's up on the West, bro, is niggas damn near gang politics with the camps. Like when I'm out in New York and shit, niggas don't be like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like out here, it's almost like niggas just transferred the shit. Like, you know, and that be some bullshit. Like, and niggas be showing a lot of fake love too, you know, because I know it's a lot of niggas, you know, and that's out here. You know, niggas smile in our face, but we know what niggas be saying. You know what I'm saying? But you know, with us, we pulling up, we showing whoever love. It's a lot of niggas I know that be like, I just, you know, I fellowship with these brothers, but like I don't all the way.
Yeah, but see, like I said, when I first got out, I experienced something. And I'm like,
hey, want to know how I got this $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago?
Of course, it's got commercials in between this doggone thing. 1 second. Of course, Alizar would have put some damn commercials in the middle of this, man.
I gotta go through some customs to teach this. I like, bro. I just.
Oh, yeah, I know
like,
what you're
bro,
talking about.
I'm just trying to hear the word. Like, I'm like, I feel like once I say like I'm Israel, like it don't matter what you is your doctrine. Like I come to hear the word. Like I'm
hold that real quick. Pause it real quick. So, and here's the thing, right? 2 things. First thing is about the gang politics, and the other thing is going to be about the, you know, I'm still Israel. I'm Israel, right? I want to make sure I word this right. And like I said, I'm going to be a little more blunt tonight, right? When you, the fact of the matter is it is gang politics. It's gang politics in LA. That's just what it is, right? It is a little different. I think Alizar spoke to it. It is a little different on the East Coast. It's like, oh, if you Israel type stuff, which is cool to a degree, but it ain't always cool, because just because you Israel don't mean you ain't wicked as hell. Just because you Israel don't mean you got some messed up teachings, some messed up understandings. And what I mean by, I ain't talking about like, oh, them brothers teach a lunar Sabbath, we don't. Them brothers do that. I'm talking about like real diabolical things. There are some camps out there that teach that you can force yourself on women. There are camps out there that teach that you can physically abuse your women. No, nigga, we not cool with y'all until you make the change of that doctrine, right? So they're gonna talk about it. They ain't really getting to it yet, but they're gonna talk about the whole doctrinal thing, right? And that's where we really gonna get into the scriptures, because like I said, some of it I agree with, but some of it I don't. And the scriptures gave us wisdom on that, right? But it really is gang politics with these camps. And the problem is people come into the truth. Niggas come into the truth. And they become a part of an organization. And kind of like when niggas will rep the hood, they rep the organization. Right? And certain people are what you would call robots. Certain people are what you would call zombies. And they are right, wrong, thick, and thin. I'm rocking with them, right? That does become a problem, because then we become what you call man worshipers. And that's a problem, because you ain't really riding for the Most High. You're riding for this organization. And it is a lot of camp politics or gang politics as it pertains to the camps. I would argue that that is an issue, because we have what's called Southern California Israelite Community Alliance, or SICA, right? Now, bunch of different congregations, bunch of different beliefs, but nothing to the effect of just off the wall. Like certain people believe Esau may not be the white man. Certain people may keep a Sabbath a different way. Certain people may believe sisters could dress a certain way. Things of that nature, right? But nothing outright crazy detrimental. Nothing like, oh, y'all non-Messianic, y'all don't believe in Christ, or y'all don't believe we got to keep the law, and so on and so forth. When we start dabbling into that, that's when you gotta cut it off. We can have the conversation and build, and if you say no, I'm not good on that, then we cutting that off. And I'm gonna show you biblically, because they're gonna touch on that in a minute. But the gang politics thing, or the camp banging politics thing, is definitely detrimental to the community. Because while we speak against gang banging, a lot of people are gang banging. A lot of people are gang banging just holding the Bible. And a lot of times, like I said, through thick, thin, right and wrong, they're going to be banging for their congregation. And the issue with that is a lot of times it comes with a level of sacrifice. And what I mean by that is a sacrifice of what's the word? Sacrifice of the law. Because when you see your organization is wrong, you decide, well, I'm still rocking with them. I know people that have personally said out of their mouths, by the time they finally took a step back and a step out of where they were at, they was like, yeah, I knew I couldn't prove this, or I knew that wasn't exactly right, but I was going to defend it. I've heard it out of people's mouths. That's wicked. That's wrong. That shouldn't be the case. At the end of the day, if we are Israel, we should be striving to correct one another. But it shouldn't be you just a flat-out enemy. Now, there are circumstances where that would be warranted, where absolutely would be warranted. But not everything, because there's a lot of brothers that really do have that hateful spirit. A lot of brothers that really do have that camp-banging spirit. And if we're going to shoot straight, a lot of times it comes from individuals who in the world, they wanted to gangbang. They was probably more of an affiliate, right? But they wasn't really about all that. But they come into the truth and they want to rebrand and rebuild themselves, right? And all of a sudden, yeah, I used to be from whoop-de-whoop. Yeah, I was over here with such and such, and I knew them, and I did this, I did that. Niggas coming to the truth and supposed to be a man of God, but they be vehemently, passionately wanting to talk about the old them. Don't make no sense. And then they carry that into their bodies, the congregations, and then you get divisions. Then you end up getting divisions, which is foolishness, right? Now, there was a good point, or there was a point that the brother Spoety face made. He said, man, I just know I'm Israel. We Israel, but we going through all of this. You know, like I got to go, he said, like I got to go through customs to come learn the word. I'm just coming to learn the word, and I got to go through all of this. Bro, we Israel. I'm thinking it should be like X, Y, and Z, right? Go to Ecclesiasticus. This is the wisdom of the scriptures. Because I've heard this a lot of times. It's like, bro, like, you know, I'm Israel, so why can't I do this? Or you know, what's the issue with that, right? And I understand where people are coming from, but sometimes it's like bigger picture, right? To give a little more understanding, like this is why it. Now, some people overdo it, but this is why it can't be, oh, I'm Israel, that should be enough, right? Ecclesiasticus. Yeah, Sirach, not Ecclesiastes. Sirach. We're going to go to Sirach chapter 11. And verse 29.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, and verse 29. Bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains.
Because here's the thing. Black Panther Party. Even the Nation of Islam. When you got a big enough and a moving vehicle, you don't know who you can trust, because the people that will tear down our platforms and communities and the things that we utilize to build and uplift our people, it be our own people. So I'm not saying that that's what the brother was doing, but just to give some perspective, so Lord willing, it registers with him and whoever else watches this video. It is a situation where, yeah, we Israel. But here's the problem. We Israel. And a lot of Israel be wicked. And a lot of and that's not just Israel. Because here's the thing. Being Israel is not just my belief, right? It's who you are. So by nationality, yeah, you Israel. But you read them scriptures, you see there was a lot of wicked Israelites. You read them scriptures when people was trying to make moves, especially in the Hellenization period, there was a lot of Jews that said, yo, you fucking it up for us. Hey, we as Israelites are finna go tell the king on you. We will infiltrate our own situations to tear this down so we can continue to be for the oppressor. In the book of Acts, that happened too. The Jews went to the Romans, and the Jews went to the Romans to tear down what he was building. So I get it, but at the same time, just for some perspective, we can't just trust each other just because we Israel. Because Israel's some of the most wicked individuals. Sounds crazy. Israel's some of the most wicked people I've ever met. In the truth, too. Only difference is they do wicked stuff and then they try to pull out the Bible to justify it. That's real. Proverbs 6. I'm sorry, not Proverbs. Ecclesiastes 6, and then we're going to get back to the video. Ecclesiastes chapter 6. We're going to read 7. 6 and 7.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 6, and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
So if you're trying to gain a friend, get to know an individual, it says you got to prove them first. So sometimes it's a situation where there are certain things that might be off-putting, but it's like it's a security measure. You also got to take into consideration, outside looking in, you may be one person. So you looking like, man, I know what type of person I am. I'm a genuine person. But here's the thing. I may not know you as a person. And we have an organization or a congregation with people here. Not just people, women and children here. So sometimes the extra mile will be taken because we got to make sure for the safety of these people. Now, once you've been proven as a brother, once you've been proven to be a righteous individual, then smooth sailing, because it's like, no, he's solid. He good. He Gucci, right? But sometimes it's a process in which you have to be proven. Read that from the top, verse 7.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
Read.
And be not hasty to credit him.
And then you, of course, can't be so quick to just credit them because, oh, that's such and such, or you done heard from somebody else, or because you wanna gain a friend, or you wanna gain the favor of an individual, right? So, hold on. So the whole thing with why certain things were done, I understand both sides, because you as an individual, you know what type of person you are. So it would make sense why someone would take offense, like, bro, I'm a solid, sincere person. I'm just trying to get to know this word. But on the flip side, scripturally speaking, there was wisdom that was given in situations like this so people would be more aware. So the Sirach 11 and 29, as well as the Ecclesiastes, or the Sirach chapter 6, right? Go ahead, switch back over.
Should I do symbol 10? Oh,
No, we don't know. Okay. Go ahead.
My doctrine, I'm out here to support y'all. I'm out here to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who's your father and all that?
Come on, bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't be on them. You already see I'm Israel. Like, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just my whole thing. I kind of had a bad experience. I was telling him, like, I don't care where you from. I don't care where you from. I ain't with the said shit. Like, we Israel. Bro. Like, the welcome, like I gotta be a certain person, certain doctrine just to come congregate or just to hear the word. Right. Like, I'm not trying to change nothing. Y'all move me, don't speak. Like, I'm not welcome. I thought we was all brothers. That's just my only thing that that's what we've been on, you know what I'm saying, trying to bring everybody together. Like, man, I stop all that. Yeah. Because that's the same thing as gang. They be on me. They be on me, oh, Spoety face this, man, he out there, man, you can't serve two guys. Like, God, no, man, I'm fresh out, like, you feel me? Like, at the same time, like, I ain't been in the truth long, like, but my life an open book, and I'll speak about it openly. I speak about it openly. I'm not the holiest, I'm not the sickest, I don't know everything, you know what I'm saying, no nothing, but I'm out here trying to be a better person.
That's it. I'm striving. You know what I'm saying?
But the change that I'm making, like, y'all, they come, oh, you would do. Like, bro, I'm touching people, though. You know what I mean? Lies I done say since I've been out. You know what I mean? People I done changed since, like, y'all not going to these youth camps. I'm going to these juvenile halls. I'm going to these mentor shit. I'm on the boards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the street. I'm still on the plantation trying to give them back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can press your doctrine. You can press your message. It's my whole thing. All you want to. But if it never lead to you know what I'm saying, our community, if it never lead, you know what I'm saying, the Israelite community, it's not going to never get, I'm really in the trenches.
Exactly. We're niggas who's not, you know, where we can actually convert a soul, you know what I mean? And that's what I said to when I was on.
Not saying that, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas ain't, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This courage, this is a whole lot of stuff, and I commend brothers for that. But what I'm saying, like, my walk is my walk.
Exactly, and nobody can judge it. Like, bro, when I had did brick shit on Wednesday, and bro from 20s, he asked me a cold question. He like, well, you don't be like, King Twy, yeah, Cuckoo. So he like, you know how, like, you don't hide your affiliation or you didn't deny. I'm like, nah, why? I said, this is like to me, it's a qualification to talk to a nigga.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? There's some niggas that ain't gonna hear you if, like, bro, you can't relate to me, bro, you was a square. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta,
let's stop it right there.
Some Israelite, So
there was a lot to unpack right there. From from Spoety was saying, like, dude, I got my own lane, right? These are the things that I'm doing. I'm touching the youth. I'm going back to the hood. I'm telling niggas, you know, not to get put on. Like, I'm stopping all of that. And I think that's a beautiful thing, right? He said, man, I'm changing. I'm reaching the people, the youth and the adults, right? I think that's dope, right? And I want to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 12 real quick, because I want to touch on that briefly, and then I want to get into something that GRLA was saying just now. Because again, there's a lot of things that I did agree with, but then there are certain things that I'm like could potentially cause a little bit of harm, and I'm hoping to kind of like give some clarity and to even express my perspective on certain things that I may not completely agree with, right? 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 12.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 12. For as many
Hold it up. Hold it like here.
For as many as the body is one, have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body. So also is Christ.
So also is Christ. So he's making a comparison. He said there's one body, but there's many members of the body. You can be the finger, you can be the hand, you can be the toe, you can be the knee, you can be the cardiovascular system, you can be the digestive system, you can be the tongue. There's so many members of the body. And the body ain't just, because people use this scripture to talk about your body, right? Your congregation. Yes, you can, but the real body is of Christ. So if you believe in Christ and you believe in Yahweh Shai, right, you're a part of the body. And there's many members of the body. Some people you got to reach the upper echelon, the smart niggas, right? Some people you got to reach the gangsters. Some people you got to reach probably wasn't gangsters and gangbangers, but the people in the penitentiary, the criminals, the homeless, right? There are many members, and they all are used for a specific purpose, right? So I wholeheartedly agree with that point, because what happens is, to their point, is people will look at you differently when you go into certain circles and affiliating with them. But there's a balance to that too, because some people are going to those circles and be there to hang out. Yeah, you dropping knowledge here and there, but you're more so there. More often than not, you're not building. More often than not, you're not, trying to build them up. More often than not, you're around them more than you are your own people, or those that are in the truth. And not in the sense of, well, I'm over there because I'm saving souls. No, you're over there because you enjoy it more. That's where it gets dangerous. So there's a fine line between that, right? Because we have scriptures like, let's go to Matthew. We have scriptures like this. Matthew chapter, I think it's 12. Let me see. Salakia, 9. Matthew chapter 9. Because we have scriptures like this to give us the wisdom. We have scriptures like this to give us the understanding of these things. And like I said, these are two wiser individuals, right? But you got young brothers and young niggas that'll be coming into this walk, and they'll see this, and a lot of times there's a miscomprehension, right? So while it was said to an individual who's really trying to live right, they'll register it a little different. To an individual that, I want to live right, but I kind of like it over here too, it's a different ball game, right? What I say, Matthew 9. Let's read verse 10. Start at 10. We're going to read down to 13.
The book of Matthew, chapter 9, and verse 10.
Verse 10.
And it came to pass, as Jesus sat and meat in the house, behold, many publicans and sinners came and sat down with him and his disciples.
It said Christ came to sit in the house, and the sinners and people of the world, the worldly people, came and sat next to Christ. Read on.
And when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto the disciples, Why eateth your master with publicans and sinners?
It said, so they looking outside, looking in. Other Israelites is looking like, why this nigga over here with the worldly people? I thought he was a teacher. I thought he was supposed to be righteous, but he hanging out with them. Read.
But when Yahweh Shai heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. But go ye and learn what they meaneth, and I will have mercy and not sacrifice, for I am not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance.
He said, y'all know the law. Y'all understand it already. He said, they don't. But again, there's a fine line. Because I know some Israelites that prefer to be around the homies that ain't in the truth. And it's not because you out there teaching them. It's because you like being around them niggas more. That's different. But then what'll happen is, bro, you hang out more with them than you do with the righteous around you sharpening your sword. Well, didn't Christ hang out with them? Wasn't Christ doing that? Yeah, but you're not doing that. And so again, because I understand where he's coming from and I understand what he's saying. They're coming from the sense of I'm really out here converting souls. But a lot of people ain't hearing those exact words. A lot of people is like, oh, okay, so they still be chilling with the homies. Them niggas, they still some niggas, right? Even to the point of GRLA was saying, and this was one of the things that I didn't agree with. GRLA was saying, yeah, you know, somebody asked, so you don't denounce your hood and you don't cut off that affiliation. You don't hide the fact that you affiliated still. He said, no. Again, I believe I understand what he was saying, but to a person who is gang banging and really from the hood, what happens is you get Israelite gang bangers. Yeah, I'm an Israelite, but I'm an East Side first. Oh, yeah, I'm an Israelite, but I'm a whoop-de-whoop first. Like, no, you're not. You're an Israelite first. But what happens is when you have individuals that say, yeah, no, I'm not denouncing my affiliation. Here's the thing. 2 Corinthians chapter 5. And this is why I'm saying I'm hoping to kind of like bridge the gap of the conversation. Because here's the thing. I never gangbang. I never professed to gangbang. I had family members that was in it. I had cousins, aunties, uncles, all that gangbang. But guess what? I had one uncle that told me if ever that I decided to gangbang, he would beat the dog out of me. And to this day, I believe him. That is the one person on this earth that I believe that could beat me up. Been like that since I was a kid. So I was like, and he told the people that I grew up with, because they used to be playing around. Yeah, you know, I was like 8, 9 years old. Yeah, mine ain't gonna be from the hood when he turned whoop, whoop, whoop. My uncle's exact words was, y'all go ahead and try if you want to. I will fuck all of y'all up. And I believed him. So I stayed away from it. So I don't know exactly what it's like to be a gangbanger. But I know I got cousins and uncles and aunties that was with all of that. So I know I can't put myself in their shoes, and I understand where Alazar is coming from, because he's saying, nigga, I feel like this give me the qualifications to talk to you. But here's the thing. You can still have the qualifications because you was in that life, but you don't have to be affiliated with it anymore. And you don't have to profess to be affiliated with it anymore. Right? Go to 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Read that.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
So once you come into repentance sincerely, and you seeking Yahweh Shai sincerely, you are a new creature. That old nigga ain't you no more. That old life you had, that ain't you no more. You utilize it to pull people in, but that ain't you no more. And what the danger of what the brother was saying is that people will come into this walk. There are people to this day, I've heard it and I've seen it. There are brothers in this walk today that I'm an Israelite, but doing nigga stuff, but still kicking it with the homies, but still wanting to be amongst and around the homies, still putting up you an Israelite, but you know blood this and blood that and putting bees on your words. And I'm like, yo, you Sue whooping or you rocking with Christ? What are we doing? And we'll get there in a second. So you're a new creature, right? I was watching a interview earlier today, actually. It actually just happened to pop up as I was watching another video. It just continued to roll on and it went to a separate video. And it was the brother Spoety face. I forgot the name of the platform that he was on. But Spoety was talking about, man, I'm pushing peace. I'm teaching my people. He said, but I still am who I am. I'm still, but I'm still, everybody know me as what I am. And I wholeheartedly understand. And I know I had a friend that I was slowly trying to get into this truth before he was killed, right? And them was conversations that we was having. And him and one of my other boys, they was like, look, dog, like, even when you stop gangbanging, you don't stop gang. Like, you can't put a timeout on gangbanging. Like, it ain't no, I'm gonna take a day off. Like, that's not real, right? And it's like I understood that, but I was also like, man, and I know it sucks, but there is a potential to come to a space or come to a place where it's like, okay, I've been doing whatever I've been doing for so long that other people are going to see like, yo, he's on that. And he ain't affiliated in that situation no more, but we know what he was about, but we respect that, right? So the danger is when you still say, no, yeah, I'm still affiliated. I still, deal with them. I still be in the hood. Other people that come into this walk are going to think that that's okay. And the fact of the matter is that's not okay. Because you're going to have to pick a side. Go to, watch this. I don't even want that. Go to Matthew chapter 5. I think I want to pull that in no, it's in Colossians. Well, we still go to Matthew 5, but I'm going to get something else in Colossians. Matthew chapter 5. And let's read verse 14.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
So this is what I believe the brothers were saying. Like, yeah, I still be in the hood, but I be on this. I be letting my light shine. The problem is there's a lot of people that are weaker in the faith. That Proverbs, real quick, to put this into perspective, Proverbs chapter 24, I believe it is. I think it's 24. Because this happens, right? Proverbs 24. Let me see. Salakia 12. I had a whole other precept in my head. Proverbs 12 and verse 26. Read that when you got it.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
So here's the thing, especially when you fresh in this truth, it's like, yeah, I still be kicking it in the hood. I seen GRLA and them doing that. Like, it's cool. It's like, yeah, but you ain't GRLA. GRLA been doing this for like 15 years. He been in his walk for like 15 years. He's teaching, he's leading, he's doing these things. You knew. It's easier for you to get caught up in the BS because your spirit ain't strong. Your foundation ain't strong. You ain't been built up yet. But what happens is because they seen another brother do it, you get caught up in a situation where you can potentially have somebody on the hook, and then shenanigans happens. Niggas finna go do a mission. Cats over there still smoking and getting high. And let's be honest, there's people that's been in the truth for years, that have their own demons that they be battling with. And all it takes is for them to not be around the brothers that are sharpening their sword and sharpening their foundation and continuously being around the people in the world. And it's going to be, they're going to slip a little bit. They're going to slip a little bit more. Then they're going to completely fall out. That happens, right? So it's a dangerous thing when you put in things, like this out there. And then even like 1 Thessalonians 5 and 22, it says, abstain from all appearance of evil, right? Being in the truth, our job is to save souls. Being in the truth, our job is to bring the people together, which I believe these brothers are wholeheartedly striving to do. Being in this truth, we're trying to bring everyone back to these law, statutes, and commandments, gain the kingdom, which I believe these brothers are trying to do. But it can be a detrimental thing as you go into the trenches, as they said, go into the trenches to gain these people. And you teach them they're Israelite, and they know they're an Israelite, because a lot of people know they're Israelite, but they haven't been given the wisdom to say, okay, yeah, you got to kind of like take a step back from this. You got to take a step back from that. You got to remove yourself from this situation, because it's easy for you to fall right back into it. I believe that this is wisdom. What scripture is that? I think it's Corinthians. Go to 1 Corinthians, I think it's 9. Yeah, 9. We're going to read 19. 1 Corinthians 9 and 19. And to this point, and I believe everyone should have the ability to be able to reach different avenues of Israelites and individuals, right? Not be so comfortable in just this one little lane that you can get into. Paul made a really good point right here. 1 Corinthians 9 and 19. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 9, 19. For though I be free from all men, yet have I made myself servant unto all.
He said, I don't owe none of y'all nothing, but I've still decided to be a servant to you guys, right? Read.
That I might gain the more.
Because that's my goal. I want to save souls at the end of the day. I don't have to be up here, what do you call it? I don't have to be up here being subject to you. But my goal is to gain your soul. Read.
And unto the Jews I became as a Jew, that I might gain the Jews. To
Right.
them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law.
Uh-huh.
To them that are without the law, as without law, being not without law to God, but under the law to Christ.
Right.
That I might gain them that are without law.
Right.
To the weak became as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might be all means saved.
He said that I can save some of y'all. I became all things to all men. So I believe you got to be able to be a chameleon. And I wholeheartedly agree with what the brother was talking about. He like, dude, like, we going to the trenches. We going over here. We going over there. Because a lot of Israelites, they stay away from them areas, right? So I get it. But there's a danger in certain things. And I feel like when we talking about, not letting go of affiliations, that's a dangerous thing. I'm going to get this one more scripture, and then we're going to get back to it. Matthew 6. Matthew chapter 6. And I feel like Christ gave us this wisdom early on. Start at verse 22.
Matthew 6. The book of Matthew chapter 6 and verse 22. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thine whole body shall be full of light.
It said the light of the body is the eye. So if your eye be single, meaning if it be sincere, if it be righteous, then the rest of your body is going to be a light. It's going to be righteous, right? Read on.
But if thine eye be evil,
But if you got an evil eye,
thy whole body should be full of darkness.
then your whole body's going to be, you're going to have a dark spirit on you. You're going to be dark. You're going to be evil yourself if your eyes are evil, right? Read.
If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is thy darkness?
It said, and if your light is dark, how evil, how dark is that darkness going to be, right? Now, here's the important part. Read on.
No man can serve two masters.
You can't serve two masters, right? Read.
For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and man.
So this was, you can't serve God and mammon. You can't serve God and money. Wholeheartedly agree. But taking it into consideration, taking something else into consideration. You can't serve God in nothing else. If you in a situation where it's like, I really like, whatever it is on this side, but also, I'm also in this truth. I love smoking me some weed. I love messing with females. I love being a whoremonger. I love flocking. But I do believe I'm an Israelite, right? Yeah, pick a side. Same thing with gangbanging. Gangbanging is the opposite of what the truth is. What I mean by that is, what gangbanging is today is detrimental to the community. It's detrimental to our youth. It's detrimental to the people. The truth is not that. So you can't run both sides. I'm an Israelite. I used to be in gangs. I used to be affiliated, but I don't do that no more. But I can tell you, because I've been in those things, this is how things were, right? But when you say things like, I ain't hide my affiliation. No, I'm still affiliated. No, I'm still doing this. No, I'm still doing that. What that breeds is the potential for those that are not as sincere or not as seasoned as you to take that. Like they say, you give a nigga an inch, they take a mile. That gives them the potential to be able to be in a situation where, yeah, I'm still from the hood, but I'm still going on missions. I'm still doing this. I'm still flocking. But I'm an Israelite. Because there's a lot of people that do that. Sounds crazy. Not specifically that, but there's a lot of people that you see them in Israelite functions. They doing this, they doing that. Whole time they still, whoremonger. Whole time they still got this gang banging hood nigga mentality. Whole time they still got hatred toward their brother. You live in a double life. You live in a double life, and you can't do that. And it becomes a dangerous thing when you say certain things like this, because to a person who's not as strong in the spirit, not as rooted in the spirit, it's gonna look like, yeah, I'm an Israelite, but I'm still a neighborhood, or I'm an Israelite, and I'm still a lane. I'm an Israelite. I'm still this and that. If you an Israelite, all of that is out. That ain't, you used to be that. You a new creature now. You should, all of that should be out. So again, you go back like Christ was doing. You go deal with them to shed some light. But outside of that, everything else is out. Let's go back to the video.
You got a problem with me for it. I don't give a though. You know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I mean? Because we know what mission we on and what our assignment is. You know what I'm saying? That's why niggas from everywhere can come and join me. You see what I'm saying? Because this nigga like, bro, I can relate to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's me, nigga. That's why I don't be a lot of Israelites, bro. If you can't cut me, if you can't go in that book and just kill me with it, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to hear nothing you talking about, because I'm not doing nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? You were using our gifts, our experience to reach who we supposed to. That's literally exactly what you supposed to be doing. And now a nigga mad at you because it don't look like what he doing. Fuck what you got going, bro. I'm on my mission. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And that's all I'm saying. I be running to like, oh man, bro, like, man, I already understand that, bro. But my mission is I'm helping. I'm out here saving lives, bro. How many lives you say? How many lives you say? I'm not keeping count.
Yeah, I'm not keeping count. Bro. I'm just doing it.
It seems like a lot of people like they mad because I got the platform and it ain't them. Like
that's gonna happen, bro.
Like, bro, I didn't ask for this. But you know what I'm saying, now that this is in my plate, like, you know how many people that I get in my DMs, like, hey man, I seen your interview, I seen this group, man, you Israelite? Like, what is it? Explain to me. You know what I'm saying? That's not of the community already. Hey man, you inspirational, man. I never thought, like, you know what I'm saying, I had a bad experience with them, or man, you make me feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, I got thousands, bro, of DMs and all, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, dang, I'm not even knowing how big my voice, I'm like, dang, I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, real quick, pause it. To Spoety Face's point, right? He said, I had a bad experience with them. I say this all the time. Some of y'all are some pieces of doo-doo. Y'all are. Because this is the type of stuff y'all do that can really run someone off, because y'all don't know how to have these conversations. There are individuals that are built for different types of conversation. And again, you got to know your lane and you got to know your niche, right? So to his point, yeah, there's a lot of you individuals that don't know how to have a conversation, that don't know how to disagree respectfully or any of that stuff. And to be real, some of y'all do need to be punched in the mouth. Y'all do. That's true, right? Go ahead. Go back to the video. I just had to
Jersey,
set out.
Baltimore, like, you know what I'm saying, Wade from Canada, hit me in my DMs, man, you inspirational. You know, asking me about the, you know what I'm saying, the community. I'm like, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Right? I'm unapologetic about it. They be tearing me up in the comments. It be more Israelites than anything.
Of course, with the teardown. That's how it be. We did the show last night with
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify.
You serious? I watched this earlier by myself. Ain't not one ad come on. Ain't that some shenanigans?
You see what I'm saying?
Bring it
And
back.
it be the same thing with him. And motherfuckers be like, damn, he bringing in a whole different demographic over there with the Latin side. You see what I'm saying? And niggas got a problem with him. I'm talking about he overblasted, you know what I mean, all the shit. But nigga, he's tapping into a whole different thing. And then even too, it was certain things that we doctrinally, I didn't even know, like he think like Israel is over here type deal. You see what I'm saying? Of course, he said it on live, like, hey, look, I'm about to say something. These niggas don't believe that, just so you know. But he wasn't tripping. He let us come to his crib, get on his channel, do a live, and reach his audience. You know how many of these motherfucking Mexicans came and followed me after that? Bro, my shit was flooding all night, nigga, messages. Nigga, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, these motherfuckers, they don't see what's going on for real. And they wanted to look one way. And the Most High already showed me, this is one aspect. But there's other aspects. You see what I'm saying? So that's why he got me doing what
I can't even knock that, right? Watch this. Go to Luke 14. You can't. That particular part I can't knock, because you gotta. The scriptures say, I'm gonna make you fishers. Yahweh Shai told his men, I'm gonna make you fishers of men, right? Fishers use different types of bait. You got to know what you're trying to catch. You got to know how to catch them. You got to know at what time they be in these areas. You got to know how deep how deep into the ocean or the river or the sea you got to go to get them, right? You got to know what the hell you doing. And so to his point, you got to, how would I word this? You got to know where it is to go and how it is that you going out to do what you do, right? A lot of people only know one lane. Like, a lot of Israelites are going to the Christian church and the Muslims, and it's like there's more people out there. There are people that's from the hood. There are people that are in the pen. There are people that are that come from atheist backgrounds or maybe more corporate. Like, you got to know what it is that you're looking for. So I like this point, because he like, bro, I'm going on these gang banging platforms because that's an untapped demographic. That's a demographic that people ain't trying to deal with, right? But the scriptures say this. Go to Luke chapter 14 and start at verse 16.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 14, and verse, is it 14?
16.
16. Then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and obeyed many. And sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were hidden, come, for all things are now ready.
He said that, so he sent an invite to all these people already. And he said, those that were bidden to this feast, tell them all, pull up, everything's ready. So there was a group that was already chosen to come, right? Read on.
And they all with one consent began to make excuse. For first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I have to prove them. I pray thee have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore can I come. So that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, for a servant go out quickly unto the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind.
So he said, I had already a group of people that I said I had y'all invited, and then these people that I invited, they said we can't make it. This is talking about the kingdom, of course. And so he said, oh, okay, well, I'm finna go and get what you will call the undesirables or the common folk, right? And I'm gonna pull them in. Why am I bringing that out? Of course, this is talking about the kingdom. Of course, this is talking about the Jews that were not practicing Jewry versus the Jews that were, and salvation first came to us, but then it was opened back up to those that were disenfranchised and that the Lord wasn't dealing with, and that became Hellenized, and they had the ability to repent. We know that, right? But on another avenue, to the point, he's like,
the basement, we the lower level.
Go get right. Go, okay. I went to get these. Okay, they don't want to come. Cool. I could still make it work with these, right? These are the ones that people don't want to deal with. The quote unquote undesirables, the criminals, the gangbangers, and so on and so forth. Them is souls too. You can't be mad at a brother going out and that's his mission to get those souls. You can't, right? So I wholeheartedly agree with what the brother was doing in that regard. I wholeheartedly agree with what was going on in, with that perspective. Again, my only thing was the affiliation part. That's like for me a big you running into being a stumbling block for other individuals that ain't as strong in the spirit as you. Go ahead, keep running that. No, not you. We finna go back to the video.
I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? Got you doing what you doing. Because we didn't reach a certain point with what we already doing. We got to branch out past that. Because it's other people that need to get reached that aren't going to get reached the traditional way, bro. They just not, bro. They not.
Yeah, that's what we was on. Like
Talking about right now.
we want to shed light on, like on a where everybody can see all Israel. Where we talk about the topic of, like my brother was talking about, like when he got out and he went up to IUIC and they gave him negative feedback. When I first came in the truth, I got negative feedback. I had a dude that was hating on me for some odd reason, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand what it was about. And you know what I'm saying? And I had, fortunate for me, my brother Arbar, he was able to lace me, you know what I'm saying? Keep me on the straight and narrow because I was on some want to take it to the next level type shit, because we're not supposed to be like that with our own people. So basically what we wanted to do is we want to reach out and have a sit down on a platform to shed light on us being a little bit better with each other. You see what I'm saying? Because we most definitely are divided due to doctrine.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that because, like I said, like I called you on the phone, it's a Sabbath for me, but I know it ain't for y'all. You see what I'm saying? But I'm standing here talking to you. I'm not criticizing you on why you keep.
I can't fuck with him because he do that.
I'm not doing that. You an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? So I'm coming to you and hollering at you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
We shouldn't be tripping on each other because
There's a balance in that, right? Because I don't exactly agree with that either, right? Proverbs 4:2. He said we shouldn't be divided because of doctrine. I agree and I disagree. And I'm gonna show you what I mean by that, right? I agree and I disagree. I'm gonna hopefully give a proper expounding on what it is that I'm saying. Proverbs 4:2.
The book of Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 2. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law.
So that's the doctrine, right? If we separated in doctrine, go to 2 Timothy 4. If we separated in doctrine, then that's a problem, right? And we are. There are some Israelites out there that teach you don't have to keep the law. There are Israelites out there that teach that you don't need to keep the feast days. There are Israelites out there that teach you don't have to wear fringes. We are divided, and that should divide us. Because what a lot of people tend to forget is, and I'm saying this because I believe that Walt was talking about we are keeping the law, but maybe you don't understand it like I understand it. Here's the problem. There's a lot of people that don't understand it that way. So that's why I'm saying I agree, but I disagree, right? As Israelites, I should still be able to show love to you, even if you keep the law, but keep the law a little differently, right? Now, when we got situations like this, we gotta bring the balance to it. 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3. Watch this.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
There is a sound doctrine, the keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of God, and then the faith in Christ, following Christ, really trying to move in the spirit of Christ. That is the sound doctrine. If you ain't rocking like that, you're not enduring the sound doctrine, but you're doing this. Read on.
But after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
Having itching ears, read.
And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned into fables.
So when you an individual that got your own demons, your own lust, and you ain't adhering to the scriptures, the law and the wisdom of the scriptures, it should divide us. It absolutely should divide us. And that's where a lot of the confusion comes in, like, man, that brother's understanding is just that you can cook on the Sabbath. I don't care. That's wrong. That is going to divide us. I am going to say something about that. Oh, that brother, he non-Messianic, but he a good brother. If that nigga's non-Messianic, he's not a good brother. You don't believe in Christ. And out of the words of Christ's disciple, Paul, he said, if they don't believe in Christ, you don't even bid them Godspeed. Meaning you don't wish them the best, none of that. You don't deal with them because they don't believe in the Messiah, which is needed for salvation. Now, of course, there's a conversation to be had so we can maybe break bread on it, but this is talking about an individual who's just like, no, I don't believe it, I won't believe it. All right, well, until you do, we ain't got nothing to talk about. That is going to separate us. Brothers that's teaching you can eat anything, that's going to separate us. Brothers that teaching you ain't got to wear fringes, that's going to separate us. I personally don't want to be affiliated with a person like that. Now, again, this is after a conversation is had and they just like, nah. Like, because if I first meet you and I see you ain't got no fringes on, I may ask you, and maybe not even then, but like, get your information, get to having a conversation. And as a little bit of time passes, then we can actually start having them conversations once we've developed a little bit of rapport. And if you just like, no, we have nothing to talk about. That's going to divide us. Doctrine is going to divide us.
That other camp that was making ham food.
The House of David, I think their name is. Yeah. That's going to, matter of fact.
They say they Israelites. But
more than that. They say they Israelites and their leader is King David in the reincarnation or the regeneration. Here's the crazy part. All Israelite camps are divided with them. Now, they be like, yeah, we love them brothers. We're going to pray for them, but we divided. And I agree. And this is what a lot of people forget too. Matthew 10, please. Let's go to Matthew 10 and 30. I think it's 32. Matthew 10. Let me see. 10 and 34.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34. Think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
I ain't come to send peace. I came to bring war, a sword, division. We shouldn't let doctrine divide us. No, scriptures say we should. But not just off of any doctrine, which is, again, what I don't believe the brother was just outright saying any doctrine. But at the same time, when certain things aren't elaborated on, people, a lot of brothers and sisters really don't understand the scriptures. So there's certain terms, you got to be very specific with what you say, right? So if I believe we keep the Sabbath this way, you believe we keep the Sabbath that way, but we both believe we have to keep the Sabbath, and these are the things you're not supposed to do on the Sabbath, that's a start. At least I know you believe in keeping the law. I can fellowship with you. You just wouldn't be a part of this body because the scriptures tell you that the body has to be of one mind, right? One judgment, right? So there's nothing wrong with that if individuals believe in keeping the laws and doing right. But you got some people that don't. So that's why it's dangerous when you say, it shouldn't matter what doctrine. It do. It should. There are people out here that teach today, right now. Yeah, in the kingdom, we gonna get them when they 12. Once they old enough and they have their first cycle and we can lay with them. Right? They actually teach that. And, okay, all praise to the Most High. Walter, he said, I could have said more. I could have went more in depth, but that's what he was saying. Okay, all praise to the Most High. But I want to, for the sake of clarity, because you run into a lot of Israelites that are not learned and don't understand, that will hear that and be like, okay, doctrine shouldn't divide us. Oh, he don't believe in Christ, but he know he is Israelite, so that don't divide us. No, it do. It definitely do. It definitely should, right?
Use that Amos that brothers walk together unless they be agreed or not.
No, yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. It really just depends on the situation. But that's more so like in a body, right? Like if we have two different doctrines, then you couldn't be a part of this particular body because then that's going to breed confusion, right? But I'm speaking as because I believe Walter was speaking about Israel in general. Like, well, we Israel, so we should be cool, right? Now understanding what he's saying, I'm hopefully giving more clarity because what happens is people hear that and they just like, oh, yeah, we Israel. So everything's good. I've had conversations with people. I've had conversations with people a number of times where people was like, well, I mean, you know, that's just how they understand the scriptures. I don't care who you are. If you understand the scriptures to mean we're going to have sex slaves in the kingdom, that's going to divide me and you. Oh, you know, that's just how they understand the scriptures. If you understand the scriptures to mean we going to be it's lawful to force yourself on someone who doesn't want you. No, that's going to divide us. I don't want no parts or affiliation with no niggas like that. Right? So for the sake of people who may come into the truth and didn't get the in-depth response to what the brother was saying, I believe I'm clearing up what the brother was saying. Because, yeah, what happens is people will come in, they'll hear something, but because they're so new, they don't understand, like, there's a caveat. They don't understand, like, okay, there's more to it, or maybe he meant something a little different. And so this is what this is for, because, again, certain things can be a stumbling block. Certain things can be a danger. So the scriptures tell us Christ came to bring division. Why? Because he came to separate the righteous from the wicked. I'll give you an example, and then we're going to get back to it, and we almost done. Because I think it's only like 20 minutes, then it's like 10 more minutes of him, riding in the car. I'll give you an example. We had a situation not too long ago with some brothers. Man, we all Israel. Y'all need to settle y'all differences. You're right. All we asking is for brothers to repent. They wicked. You want us to just be okay with brothers being wicked. No. We gonna be divided there because it's wrong. We all Israel. Nigga, I don't care. Wickedness is going on. And you can't sit there and say, well, but because we all Israel and it's a bad look and we got to be united. Scriptures don't ever say, let's unite even in wickedness. Nowhere. Scriptures say you got to get it right in certain situations. So if you're not moving in the right spirit, you got to be moving it. You got to make the adjustments. Man, it's just this gang banging in Israel. You're right. That do be happening in Israel. It's not cool. But we got to be able to differentiate the two between camp banging or banging on one another and really just pressing the line on what's right and what's wrong. We was called gang bangers and said we was banging and camp banging. That couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth. And people have been perpetuating that particular viewpoint of us. We show probably the most love out of a lot of Israelites. We just stand on law. We always stand on law first and foremost. But if you come in here, you got a sincere soul, anybody will tell you, no, they have they ain't perfect, but they try to have a family-oriented body. It's warm, it's love, it's hospitable. They try to make sure that they do that. Are they perfect at it? No, but from what I've seen with a lot of Israel, they do a damn good job at it. So yeah, there's a level of division because of doctrine, but not just any doctrine. It's very specific things. Let's get back to the video. I wanted to clear that up for the people that may come in and see that and not understand what the brother was saying.
oh nigga, I follow the lunar, or I follow the new moon, or I follow the thin crescent, you know what I'm saying? So it's bullshit. So
you said that's just gangbanging all over again. You from where on? Nah.
Exactly.
That's how that sounds like.
We trying to like shed light on that.
Them and other Israelites, bro, because I feel like this in the world period, we should all be able to agree to disagree.
Period.
Right.
Like we brothers, right?
We ain't all gonna see the same way, bro.
Exactly.
It's
Then
not.
you
Somebody
understand your own understanding anyway.
Exactly.
Like, you get what I'm saying? So whether I don't know, it be a lot of stuff that's just like,
Right,
why
yeah.
we not all at the table?
And it's like somebody came on the comment board and disagreed with me with something the other day, and they were like, "But it's good for us to disagree because if we all agree 100%, this would be a cult." You know what I'm saying? Like this would be what they're saying it is if everybody just only thought the same exact way all the time, and everybody programmed. You know.
And
Pause it real quick. I wanna correct my brother GRLA right here, right? When Christ come back, we all are gonna be thinking the same way. We all gonna be on the same accord. So not like that. To hell with what everybody else think. The scriptures say when he come back, he gonna set everything straight. So it's good that we disagree in a sense that we can put teachings on the hot seat so we can try to come as close as we can to the sound doctrine and the right doctrine. Absolutely. But, you know, if we was all agreeing, we would just be a cult. Not exactly, because there's going to come a time where we are all agreeing. Because the fact of the matter is, we're trying to figure it out, but none of us have the perfect understanding. We're trying to figure it out. We should be all agreeing. To hell with what the world thinks. Oh, this is just an echo chamber. No, we just finally came to the full understanding. That's what we should be striving for. But I think where I do agree with GRLA is it's a healthy disagreement. It's a bad disagreement where we can't agree, and instead of us saying, okay, let's agree to disagree, or you know, I just don't see it that way, we start ad hominems. We start talking bad, you know, we start name calling and making up false allegations that the Lord ain't dealing with you, nigga, you a weirdo, you as bad as a heathen, you this, you that. That's when we have a problem. And and forgive my language, you sorry niggas in Israel. That is the problem with the bulk of brothers in Israel. Niggas can't even disagree respectfully. I done seen brothers because they can't answer a question or because the why keeps coming because a person doesn't understand. And instead of you taking the time to be patient, you start getting frustrated. Scriptures say, study to show yourself approved. Scriptures tell you, be instant in season and out of season. Scriptures tell you, walk in wisdom toward those that are without redeeming the time and having your speech always with grace, seasoned with salt. Scriptures tell you the fruit of the Spirit is patience, long suffering. People be getting upset and frustrated because they can't answer a question or because a person doesn't agree and because you can't get them to agree with you. A lot of you niggas in Israel have sorry communication skills and low emotional intelligence. And that's why there's a lot of division. A lot of times it ain't even doctrine. Because, yeah, we got doctrinal differences, but it be these niggas don't know how to talk to each other. That's what really be going on. But to that point, I do disagree with GRLA right there. They be calling us a cult. We should, it's good. It's healthy to disagree. We should actually all be agreeing in righteousness as we're continuing to, once we are in full-blown righteousness. But as it stands right now, we should be able to healthily disagree as we trying to figure it out and get it perfected. Take it back.
Reasons why the gaps that need to be bridged as far as like we not as big as other, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Other ones,
Yeah.
Because they welcome everything. They welcome all. Come on, come as you is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Once we get you, like let them in the door. Once we get you, we're gonna tune you up. But like, don't push them away before they get in the door. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on over here. Like,
exactly.
Then when you get to them, like, you know what I'm saying? Tell them when they wrong. Not.
Now a lot of people might knock. A lot of people might knock what Spoety Face just said right there. A lot of people might knock what he said right there. Man, come as you is, come as you are, come into the door. A lot of people are like, no, you got to tell them who they are right now. You got to do this, do that, and if they don't understand it, he got a point. I somewhat agree with that. Tell them who they are. Tell them the importance. Allow them to come around. But piece by piece, just like if you read in the book of Acts, there was a conversation being had about, okay, these Gentiles are now repenting, but they pressing the issue on telling them they must get circumcised right now. So then the elders came together and they was having a conversation like, so what should we tell them? And as you continue to read, it said, okay, tell them to do this, this, and this. A lot of people said, see, that's how you know they wasn't Israelites, because all they had to do was that. No, that's called a starting point. So when people first come into the truth, yeah, let them come and slowly start to give them, hey, okay, sis, you can't, there's certain things that, of course, are a no-go. Like if they come in here and they got a bag of pork rinds because they coming onto it's like, oh, hold on, sis, can't bring that into here. Go put that back in your car. And we got to have a conversation about that. There are certain behaviors that they'll start to learn, like, oh, okay, as a man, I can't move like that. As a woman, I can't move like that.
That milk, too.
That's that milk. Exactly. You start giving them that basic understanding. Let them come in. And then you start, you can't just drop it on them, because a lot of people will get overwhelmed with that. Build them up. Build up their faith, give them the understanding of who they are and why it matters, and then piece by piece begin to build them up. I agree with the brother right there. A lot of people probably ain't going to agree with that, because I've heard a similar statement like that, and a lot of people are like, nah. But the difference is, because he said, these other beliefs, Nation of Islam and stuff like that, you see all of the people that's coming in with them. The difference is, though, there's a lot of hypocrisy, and I don't know if the brother is abreast of that. There's a lot of hypocrisy in those belief systems, because you could be a Muslim, but niggas will be Muslim and ain't even obeying what it is that their teachings are. You could be a Muslim by day and still repping a set by night. You a Muslim, Lord forgive me, I'm finna go bust this mission type stuff. Like, you ain't really walking the tenets of Islam. So Islam allows that, because we getting this bag. Y'all making sure that y'all making this money for us, but y'all go ahead and do what y'all do outside of that. We don't do that. It is a come as you are situation, but it is a you do need to change too. Because if you're not willing to change, then yes, you got to go. Because the scriptures give you that wisdom. A little leaven if the whole lump. So if we teaching, yes, sis, you can't be out here being promiscuous. Guess what? If sister out here being promiscuous, we're going to be patient. We're going to be patient. We're going to be patient. Sooner or later, another sister going to be like, ain't nothing happened to her. I'm going to go do the same thing. Then one domino. It only takes one domino to get the ball rolling. Now we got an uncontained fire. So it should be that, but it is still pressing issue on you do need to change. So I do agree with the brother, but you do need to change. It ain't no come as you are, stay as you are. It's come in. You heard about this. You inquiring. We gonna give it to you piece by piece.
Can I say something? I think what he's saying as well is, though, like, far as we go so hard in rebuking somebody before we even get them, you know what I'm saying, do what they need to know. Like, we can deal them, shoot them off.
Stop on the bottom.
Hello? Okay, yeah. Yeah, but I feel like a lot of times, when somebody come up, even like when we out on the street teaching with people, you be so quick to rebuke them and all that instead of building them up and bringing them in, and then, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole thing. I think that's what he's talking about, because a lot of us, it's like when they talk about IUIC or other camps, as soon as a person walks up, you're making them feel the type of way where they don't even want to be there.
They don't even want to be around, right?
So then they don't get a chance to hear the message, and
No, absolutely. And that's a huge problem. I don't know how many times, and brothers and sisters online may be able to attest to this too. I believe Walter's still on here. Me and Walter had this conversation a couple of different times. They'll see us, not us like as a unit, but like, me or Yashmai or Kabash or something like that, right? And they're like, oh, you Israelite? Yeah. Yeah, nigga, I don't really rock with y'all like that. Like, I see what y'all be trying to do with the community, but the way y'all be dealing with people, and I'm like, yeah. And it hit us, and it's like, damn, like, that ain't how we do it. But it turned people off when you moving that way. And you got to show people, I tell people this all the time, you got good Muslims, you got bad Muslims, you got good Christians, you got bad Christians. And what I mean by that is you got the ones that are offensive, you got the ones that are gung-ho but don't have no wisdom, that offend and turn away. And then you got the ones that move with a little more wisdom. You got the ones that know how to deal with the people. You got the ones that know how to pull them in, right? That's just what it is. When we was in Detroit, we was out there teaching, ran into a sister at the gas station. I was giving her a flyer. She said, "Oh, I already know what y'all on. You a Israelite, huh?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Yeah, I like what y'all trying to do, but I don't like how y'all be dealing." And I'm like, "What you mean?" Mind you, I'm from here. We was visiting. She's like, "Yeah, I met y'all." And da-da-da. I said, "Yeah?" I said, "These brothers?" No, and what happens is they lump us all together. So she's like, "We are them." I said, "What colors did they have on?" She told me the colors, and I said, I ain't gonna say it. But I was like, I sat there, I had a conversation with her for about 10 minutes. She said, "You know what? Give me one of those flyers. I'll take one of those." She said, "Because I like that. I like how you explain that." Right? So it is definitely, you come in, when you come in, there's a little bit of grace that's given, but you do need to change, right? But it can't be like, it can't be from the jump. It can't be off the back, like, which is what a lot of people do, which turn off a lot of people. Especially, you got to know your demographics. In LA, we don't, like in New York, you could probably do that. On the East Coast, you could probably do that. I know a lot of them do it like that. That's why when they come out here, they try that same tactic. It don't work like that in LA. It don't. So you got to know where you at. You got to know your demographics. You got to know these things. Take it back. Let's go back to the thing. I did just want to touch on that. Take it back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, rub a lot of people the wrong way.
It's a
Yes,
hard
that's what we gotta do, bro.
Like I said, I had to struggle, and that's why I reached out to him, because I saw the hate in the comments, and I'm like, I'm in the comments getting on them, like, "Hey, bro, like, y'all make sure y'all keep that same energy with the niggas that be camp banging." You see what I'm saying? Like, y'all on him. Y'all not even giving my man's time to adjust. This man just got out.
He fresh out. He got to go through a process.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
y'all condemning him.
And we all did, bro.
Right.
It took me probably 2.5 years before I started, like, really got right. You see what I'm saying? Like, it took me and then even then, I'm teaching and I'm still fucking around. It took the Most High had to put me in jail. Like, nigga, you gonna keep fucking up? Like, all right, man. Once I did a little jail, okay, I get out, I'm on the straight, and I've been on the straight since then. But nigga, everybody go through a metamorphosis, nigga, a process. You know what I'm saying? And you can't judge this man off of your process. This motherfucker might have been, and it just took him 1 second.
Right.
You, it might have took you 5, 10.
Right.
I know niggas that took a long time. Where's Sarge at? Him right here, man.
Have you heard about the salt trick that's made?
Man. They killing me with these doggone ads, man.
He had to join my camp 8 years after he learned the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it everybody on a different time clock with the Most High, bro. That's just what it is.
Yeah, but again, like I said, since I've been out, that's what I'm telling them. Like, you know how many people that stop from getting put on games. You know how many times they calling me Spoety, what? I done say live, like, don't slide. Like, no, we ain't doing that over here. You know what I'm saying? How many times that people I'm talking about, I feel like you change a life, you save a life. Like,
Straight up.
It's bullshit over here. Like, you don't want to do, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saving lives. Not only that, I'm stopping the generational curse at the same time. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we not doing that. We not attacking people out here down in my community. Every time I'm around, like, you feel me? I'm literally saving people out. They calling me, "Hey, bro, I'm talking about everybody." You know what I'm saying? From other Crips, Bloods, Namus, who they are. You know what I'm saying? Bro, where you at? I'm meeting up with everybody. Like, and it's a lot of people that feel the same way I'm feeling. I want a conversation with them. So I said, we got basketball games right now. We got football games, you know what I'm saying? Baseball games. Like I said, I'm just doing the outreach because I feel like this where it's at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Inside the hoods.
Yeah. That's that frontier. Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? If we take somebody that don't know.
Two things. Number one, that's a hell of an idea that we've been trying to push for the longest. These different type of community things, right? Football game, flag football game, basketball games, things of that nature, right? It's good for the community, and it's the perfect time to go out and talk to the people. Like TDE was just in the Nickerson Gardens yesterday. Bishop Izar and Yaquatazar went out there. They was passing out flyers. Bishop said, man, it was fruitful. People was listening. People wanted to, hear what was being talked about. You could the videos are up on, I think, True Nation Los Angeles. So you can go back and look at that. And brothers and sisters was like, oh, okay. So those are like the perfect things, because it's like people are coming together to have fun, and you ain't got a full blown preach. But you can go out there, go on flyer missions, have actual conversations, because people out there talking anyway. So, hey, let's talk about God. Let's talk about something productive. Let's talk about what's going on in the communities. Let's talk about, why these things are going on in the communities. What needs to be fixed? How can we fix it? And all of that intertwined with bringing this in. It's very easy to do, right? But brother had a great idea. We've been talking about getting these different community activities and things going for the longest. I believe that it definitely would help to open the eyes of a lot of people. The other thing was, to what GRLA was talking about, he said, man, some niggas get it and they jump straight in. Some will get it and it'll take them years to actually lock in, right? I won't go to it for the sake of time, but go and read the parable of the workers for a penny a day. That's in the book of Matthew chapter 20. Or read Matthew 20. And the reason being is because that's real. Like, some people, it's just not meant for them today. Some people will get it 5 years from now. Some people will get it a week before Judgment Day. Some people will get it 10 years after you done told them about it. But it just wasn't in their time. Go ahead.
If they go to jail, now they scream, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's the same thing when I was in Arizona. I'm the reason why me and 6 other my brothers, we got it approved in Arizona DOC. Why they acknowledge Hebrew Israelites and they DOC.
Okay.
At first they was trying to make us run under Messianic Jewish. You know what I'm saying? This is a fact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Like, well, we want to be on our own entity. Like, Hebrew Israelite. It's like, all right, you want to be Hebrew Israelite, fight this in the courts. Then we fight it, you know what I'm saying, we get it approved, they do us like this, oh, well, y'all got to get your own volunteers to citizen, y'all got to get this, y'all not allowed to get the stuff that the
Jews got.
you know what I'm saying, the kosher meal, y'all got to get, you know what I'm saying, y'all got to get the common fair meal, we have to fight for all this, bro, like, you know what I'm saying.
Fast forward into like,
I just have to,
like 15 minutes.
I just have to call internal affairs for my boy Ibar that's in the pen right now.
And that's another thing too, a lot of Israel that
you know what I'm saying, just because we got different.
Pause it real quick. Crazy part is that's another thing too. A lot of people be in this truth and be still bowing down to the system. You ain't got no choice unless you know how to work the system. Like this particular situation, we got a brother in Detroit, Deacon Eliah. He had a very similar situation. It was not trying to honor his religious belief as a Hebrew Israelite. Same exact thing. And he had to go through court and fight all of that and was able to get what he needed to get. There's a level of working in the system to work the system that people got to do. There's a real work. People think all y'all just read the Bible. For the most part, that is what a lot of people do. But there's a number of things that you got to learn in this walk, because we live in Babylon. These niggas don't care about you or your belief. So even, to that, like, I think that that's a dope thing, because that also shows how serious you are about your belief. Some people are just be like, well, man, I'm going to just try as best as I can. They said, nah, we going to fight for it. I talk about that all the time with certain lessons. People just be ready to bow down. I'm like, dude, fight for what you believe. Fight for what's your works? Or what's your job? Okay, tell your job, I can't do that. Here is why. I can't do that. You got to honor this. Fight for it. And I think that's a beautiful thing and a dope thing, because even Walter said he was doing it for the brother Ibar. That's a beautiful thing, because two things. One, it shows that you really dedicated to this walk and this work. And number two, it shows that there's a level of discipline, because you're willing to go the extra mile to do this research, to figure out how to you're showing your faith to the Most High in those situations. Go ahead. You can play it.
Gang backgrounds or different doctrine backgrounds, we all brothers at the end of the day. We need to.
The Most High gave us something that can override all of it. And like we already know, niggas go to the penitentiary, that shit be out the window any motherfucking way. You know what I'm saying? So we already know to for a better cause or a higher cause or whatever to put things to the side. We already know that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you know it's just, man, the Most High, he just moving, bro, right now. You know what I'm saying? He making his plays. And bro, niggas who can't see it, bro, it's gonna be later for them. They gonna be looking like, that's how they looking right now.
Yeah.
This nigga, I just did 3 shows this week. They're looking like, man, how the fuck?
Yeah.
Why is he with? And he doing that? And yeah, nigga, bye. You know what I'm saying? You with them wicked niggas. Them niggas was smoking weed. You was right there. Them niggas was smoking weed. Show was, man. And wait, you see me hit the blunt? Nah, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't connect because I know I gotta be the light right there. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be there. You know, so you know, like you said, that's what Christ, that's what y'all shot, that's what he was on, bro. He was going where niggas ain't want to go and understand the heal and wake up. So that's what time we in right now.
Who needs saving the most?
Come on, bro.
Who needs saving the most?
These niggas just want to argue with each other, bro, about this doctrine, that doctrine. That's what they on. You see what I'm saying? We on some whole other. Let's really say these people. You know what I'm saying? Let's do our part.
We got niggas that's out here. That's what I said. And I was hearing how they. Oh yeah, y'all hate group. I'm like, hell, we got niggas in council. When I'm hearing and what I done seen, that house Edomites.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how we a hate group?
We a love group. Man. I say it's a love group for real.
I get told at my time.
Bring it back.
You a part of it.
And because the rest of the video, they I think the bulk of it is that, and then it's going to go into GRLA on his way to the airport. To his point, right? And I do believe this. You got certain individuals, and it's for me and GRLA had a conversation probably like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. No, it was November. It was right before he came out here. Me and him had a conversation, and we was talking about certain individuals who thrive on just wanting to debate, right? Specifically debate Israelites, right? Individuals who are more willing and wanting to do things that are more detrimental to the community, picking beefs because of, you know, egos and things of that nature. And so to his point, the goal should be to save souls. Now, what you gonna run into, because you got brothers that get, you know, more views that are being more watched, like GRLA's one of the ones, right? Alazar and a few others. And so what happened is, I've had this happen. You know, they was like, oh, well, I heard this over there. You know, what do you think about it? Sometimes I agree, sometimes I disagree, and give them my perspective with the scriptures. And then, you know, all praise to the Most High. There's a level of respect, and two, a level of belief in me because they've seen my works, for them to be like, okay, no, I can see where you're coming from, and I can see how that would make more sense, or this would be the wiser route, right? But at the end of the day, he's right. You know, niggas, Israelites are too busy wanting to fight other Israelites. Like, if they not in your body and that's what they teaching, that's on them. We gonna still teach our doctrine, and even if we disagree, we gonna let people know we disagree. Here is why. Here's our understanding. It ain't that people, oh, the niggas scared to debate. A lot of people know. It's just like, that's all y'all get off on that. All of this debating and all of this knowledge, but anytime something happened, brothers putting up GoFundMes. All of this debating, all of this knowledge, but anytime anything happened, you know, you can't no Israelite help. You got to go to the one or two brothers that you know. It's like Israel is backwards. Yes, focus on the understandings, but y'all be so in depth with that because y'all want to get into, you know, these deep topics to bring people closer to you instead of to the Lord. Y'all houses be falling apart, y'all finances be falling apart, but you niggas y'all lined up ready to debate a Christian or a Muslim or whoever else. Priorities is backwards. The goal is to be going out and saving the sinners and bringing them to repentance. And to these brothers' points, there, like I said, there were some points that I didn't agree with, and maybe even some points that maybe were not made clear, that, Lord willing, are a little more clear now, right? But I feel like there was some good and some wisdom in this video, especially to the point at the end, especially to the point of Israel loved to just want to debate. Get up and just go save souls. Stop trying to debate other Israelites on whether or not, you can have multiple wives. Who cares? At the end of the day, the scriptures say what they say, and what you understand in the scriptures through your wisdom versus what another person feels, at the end of the day, who cares? Those are the individuals. If an individual is fighting me on that, that's the type of person I don't want anyway. I'm not going to sit up here and fight you on that. The only time that a more conversation like that would occur, not a conversation like that, but a conversation on a disagreement would occur is if it's within your body, because the scriptures tell you got to be of one mind, right? So I can't be here and I'm teaching the Sabbath is on this day, and then somebody else come up and teach, the Sabbath is actually kept this way. It's going to breed confusion in the congregation. But as it stands, like going out to debate other Israelites, this is my rule. As long as they don't teach against Christ, as long as they don't teach that you don't got to keep the laws, and as long as they ain't teaching, these particular people ain't Israelites, Latinos, Native Americans ain't Israelites, I'm not going to debate you. I'm not going to have them conversations. I'm not going to have any other conversations to fight you on anything. Those are the three that I will sit down and have a dialogue with you on. Outside of that, I don't care. Gentile salvation, I don't care, because my job is to wake up my people. The Gentiles will be saved. Well, they don't like to call it saved, but I say saved because it's either that or be put to death. Gentiles going to be servants, whatever. I don't care. I'm called to bring my people to repentance and save them, right? So I believe it was a good conversation. I felt like there was a little bit of clarity that needed to be given and wisdom, because I don't think anything was just flat out wrong, but I feel like I said, Israel is going to Israel. Niggas is going to be niggas. Niggas going to try to find loopholes. So sometimes speaking with intention and being intentional with your words are a big deal, right? And so Most High willing, there was some clarity, some edification given. Hopefully there was no offenses. I don't believe that I was offensive, so hopefully there was no offenses. Most High willing, there was a little more wisdom given in that conversation, in that situation. Y'all make sure to tune in tomorrow. Bishop War for the Kingdom, 2 p.m., actually going to be covered by Bishop Izar and Bishop Banaya out here at True Nation LA. Feed the Sheep by Bishop Tazayuan. Y'all already know what that is. Or y'all already know what it is. Bishop Tazayuan always coming with some heat on them Saturdays, 4:30 p.m. Y'all also make sure to tune into all the rest of our classes. Mondays, Q&A, followed by Los Discípulos de la Palabras, which is our Spanish classes. That is every following Monday after the first Monday. We did make an adjustment. This week is going to be Bible Q&A, so if you have any questions, biblical questions, historical questions, all of that good stuff, tap in with us 7:30 p.m. this upcoming Monday. Tuesday, Bible Basics. Wednesday, World History. Second and fourth Thursday, Stick to the Script. Friday, we got the lineup, the Blue Strip, Room 144, followed by Sound Doctrine, right? And then, of course, Saturday, the Bishop's classes, War for the Kingdom, and Feed the Sheep. With that being said, Israel, appreciate y'all for tapping in. I know it's late as heck in a number of areas. A lot of spots is damn near 2 o'clock for those that are watching in different areas. Actually, going on 3. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all continue to tap in. Next week, we are back at it with Through Torah. We're going to be going through marriage, all of the aspects of marriage, utilizing the wisdom of the scriptures and also getting into the laws of marriage. So y'all be sure to tune in. Y'all be sure to tap in. We continuing to build up the foundation, which is the law. The sound doctrine is the law. So y'all make sure to tune in, get an understanding of your foundation so we can continue to strengthen that faith. With that being said, we love y'all, Israel. Most High willing, we catch y'all tomorrow. Another segment with myself of Sound Doctrine, Brother Darash, and my brother Amatazah. Shalom, family.
Shalom.